Once you start hitting a roll and niggas get to know you for winning, you gotta keep that status. You start going on a losing streak, it ain't gonna sweat you. You gotta start winning, and that's when you start cheating, like marking cards and shit. I was on that. I ain't gonna act like I was always winning like that, nigga. I was cheating. Welcome back to another video. Hope your day is going good. In today's video, we have the deadly epidemic of gambling. Why and this is another video by 4D Shams. I'm doing a 4D Shams roll right now. We haven't been on 4D Shams channel in a little minute, so we're showing that brother some love. Y'all boys go ahead and show 4D Shams some love. Let me go ahead and make sure that I'm subbed up on his channel. Zero.
Yeah, bro, from my experience from gambling, it can become addicting, bro. Because, you losing money, you're trying to get it back, or you're up, and you're just trying to get more. It all comes with greed. And then you have the niggas on the sideline that be pocket watching. And some of them might be plotting to rob you.
Yeah, man, let's see what he's talking about in this one. Before we start, man, like I said, y'all go ahead and sub up to 4D Shams, man. We're gonna help that boy up on the road. Y'all go ahead and sub up to us, man. Road to 2K.
Road to 2K.
Let's do it.
What's the most you ever lost gambling at once?
$8 million one day.
How long?
Like one day.
In one day?
40 hours.
Yeah.
40 hours straight. I lost like 8 million.
That's not
9 million.
And mind you, the median lifetime, yes, lifetime earnings of an American are less than 2 million. Dude just lost someone's lifetime of blood, sweat, and tears 4 times over in a matter of hours.
When I got shot, I lost 50,000 to 42 dubs. And after that, I was chasing that 50,000, right?
Okay.
Lost
That's
30,000.
what I just said.
The next week, left there, tried to chase that little 30 back. Ended up losing like 18 in my neighborhood.
Downward spiral.
I said, you know what? I'm done. Just leave me alone. So I probably lost like 120. It was like
in 2 weeks?
Probably like a month.
Mind y'all, the money that you receive when you get signed is
crazy.
technically not even fully yours. It's a loan. You still have to drop music to pay that money off. This dude just gambled away money that he didn't even fully own.
You were spending a lot of time with Drake recently. We seen him gambling incredible amounts of money on his live stream. You guys ever gamble together?
Yeah.
Drake gambled a lot.
That's actually
of
how I
money.
know Mike Rubin.
Through Drake?
Just
He got it though.
Everybody was in Bahamas. Shit, I lost about 600,000.
It gets to a point, bro.
That shit
Dude look like he's still hurting about that loss, and I can't even blame him.
We all can tell that shit
like
hurt.
that, never to be seen again, is crazy.
Damn.
And by the way, for the average American, that's about like a decade or two of work right there. Clocking in, clocking out, listening to your boss yell at you, waking up early mornings, closing up late nights. Yeah, about a decade or two of doing that. That's what he just lost. But you know what? Honestly, all of these losses aren't that bad. At least when you compare them to the 6th General, the Owl, Toronto's very own, October's very own, Drizzy Drake. Drake really shows you that there's levels to, I don't know how else to say it, stupidity. There's levels to not caring about losing money. There's levels to a gambling addiction. These are just some of the gambles that Drake has lost. And keep in mind, these are the ones that he publicizes. We got $833,000 on a soccer game. We got another $300K on a soccer game. $500K on Israel Adesanya. $500K on the Dallas Mavericks. $250K on the Kolkata Knight Riders. $500K on the Edmonton Oilers. $700K on Sean Strickland. $250K on Nate Diaz. And let me just remind y'all again, these are all losses. He lost all that money. And although,
Oh my God. Bro, Drake is losing people's mortgage finances.
For sure. Yeah.
Bro, donate that shit.
It's been going on
it's
for
a
a
lot
while.
of money. The reality is, at the end of the day, it's probably not that much money to Drake. Proportional to how much money he has, that's definitely money he can play around with. And oh yeah, what's that one saying? There's always a bigger fish.
How much money do you think you've lost gambling?
8 figures or 9 figures? The loss is over 100 million. But
I don't think there's anyone who could just lose 100 million and just laugh it off like that. But I guess if you got the money and the method on how to make the money, it's all fun and games. At least sometimes. But see, gambling really becomes tricky and dangerous when you stop using these big platforms to gamble. Although you have platforms like FanDuel, Stake, DraftKings. They gamble in person, shooting dice, playing a game of basketball. They gamble on a fighter. There's no limit to things you can bet on. But see, the issue with this method of gambling is that it's super unofficial. There's no paper trail, documentation, none of that. You're basically just trusting the person to keep their word. You're trusting someone to be honorable when there's a bunch of money on the line. And if you know anything about human nature, then you know that this isn't always going to culminate to the best outcome. A perfect example is the recent 2v2 basketball game between content creators Ben the Don and Jay Cinco versus two guys from Lil Baby's entourage. So basically the situation goes, they were on stream and they bet $10,000 on a 2v2 basketball game. So you can clearly see that Dan was holding Jay Cinco at this moment.
Bro, what's up, man? What?
And you can hear the frustration in Ben's voice because this was happening throughout the game. Just watch how Dan literally leaps at Jay Cinco and holds him by the waist.
The boys not playing
As you can tell, Lil
basketball.
Baby's entourage is playing pretty rough. They're holding. They're basically playing prison/street basketball.
Yeah, I was just about to say
They're trying to outmuscle the
prison
person
ball.
instead of using their, basketball finesse.
Hold the nigga every time, man.
You can see right here, Jay Cinco just locks in and he really starts hooping for real. At this point, he was just making it look bad.
Oh my God.
And then Ben came through with a clean 3. And then he proceeded to talk his shit.
All that weak ass shit you was talking about. Garbage ass nigga.
And then we get some more fouling.
All you gonna do is hold my man. All you gonna do.
Honestly, I think the thing that surprised me the most is the patience that Jay Cinco showed. Cause me personally, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't going for that. At this point, Jay Cinco was getting constantly fouled, but he didn't let it get to him and he just kept balling.
It's soft, nigga. Don't let that be the reason you complain.
Bro, real hooper, bro.
You can't guard him.
Would have been fading at that point.
All you doing is holding him.
Like, what are you doing?
That's not basketball at that point. You just scared to lose.
What?
He looking to hold Ben the Don too.
And it was one of those situations where you bet with someone and you know that if they had won, they would have did the absolute most. But since you won, they're going to try to make it seem like it wasn't a serious bet. They're going to try to play it down or maybe act like the money is chump change, because you're content creators, you make all this money. What is 10K to you? And honestly, when you hear the numbers that Lil Baby usually gambles with and, just throws around, it's no wonder that they're acting like this.
Yeah, you see why you can't give niggas too much money. Gambling, look. Lil Baby is a hard down gambler.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I feel like he was like this before he got.
Yeah, he was. He always tell.
And with these type of people, the
he
last
say he
resort
met
is always
Young
to try to
Thug
punk
gambling.
you and see if you actually stand up for yourself if you're really about it. Now, some of you guys might be wondering, since this is Lil Baby's entourage, why didn't he say anything? Well, this is what he ended up saying.
How much he owe you?
They owe us a 10.
Each?
5. No, 5 each. 5
Put
each.
up 5.
That's your people now. You know what I mean? Because you're going to try. No, man, come on. I knew
If we would have lost, we would have had to pay Chip, man.
we would have to pay up. Real talk. No, they not.
They're not.
Come on. Just take it off the Wham tab. Just take it off. We know you good.
Damn! Take it off the tab.
We know you good.
Come on,
for it,
bro.
man.
I know you're good for it.
We know you good. And you a good dude. I've been fucking.
You are a good guy, bro.
Guys, just a side note. I know this is a little bit of an ad right here. If you guys want to catch me live, I'm gonna be playing basketball games live every Monday. J_TV. J_Stu TV. Tap in every Monday. I'm gonna be live after this. I'm about to head to a game.
As you heard Lil Baby say at the end there, ain't got nothing to do with me. What I need you guys to understand is, although this might be Lil Baby's entourage, and yes, he has some say-so over what they can and can't do, at the end of the day, these are grown men, and they're also supposed to be gangsters. That's part of the reason why they're part of the entourage. And I don't know about y'all, but gangsters, thugs, don't have the best track record of doing what they're told to do. And remember how I said earlier, some people, when you bet against them and they lose, they'll try to punk you and see if you'll stand up for yourself? Well, that's what happened in this situation. Ben the Don and Jay Cinco won the game, and then when it was time to get their money, people started acting funny.
What are you talking about? Just be a real nigga, man. I'll pay you right now. It's not handling it, bro. Come on. Because it's going to take off Wham. I ain't trying to have Wham get they stuff. And little dogs don't want to pay. It's not. I'm not even laughing. I'm dead serious.
I mean, we will get paid.
Now, I don't play that with that gambling shit, man. Like, it's super serious.
Hey, man. Go get your money, man.
how long it took. Niggas holding on to money like, hello. Look at him.
You lost, bro.
He clutching that bitch. He clutching it like he clutching his life.
You got paid, man. You know, you gave me extra 100. I had to give him that 100 back. I'm like, man, you gave me extra 100, brother. You feel me? Nigga needs that though, brother. We collect the trip. Shit like,
So in the end, after Ben the Don and Jay Cinco pressed the issue, they ended up getting reluctantly paid. Emphasis on the reluctantly. This is literally what they posted today after their loss, and in the caption, they're basically asking to run it back with Jay Cinco and Ben the Don. And luckily, Ben the Don seemed to already be friends with Lil Baby, so he never had to like step in. You know,
trying to break niggas ACL,
because I'm sure if it was Lil
MCL.
Baby trying to run off with someone's money, his entourage would have.
They gonna try to kill it next time. They gonna wait till he go up in the air to grab his ass.
He has my chain, bro. Baby. Yo.
Come on.
Bro, he thinks.
Come on.
Bro, I need my chain, bro. Bro, I need my chain, bro. No, bro, I need that chain, dog. No, bro, I need it right now,
Jack should have tried to snatch his chain right then and there.
So this the shit
Jack should have snatched his chain. Jack, what are you doing? Snatch it.
Like,
Jack, pussy.
Nah, it would have ended bad if he did that, though.
My bad, I got sidetracked. It's just always enjoyable to see Jack Doherty suffer because he's such a dickhead. But before we continue with the video, this is what Ben the Don had to say after the
touch my shit.
No, bro, I wasn't even trying to be on no
So what, gang? He snatched, bruh. He snatched his shit.
I ain't letting nigga touch my shit.
What you mean?
Nigga ain't touching my chain.
After you snatch his shit?
I'm saying he wouldn't even have my chain in the first place.
Oh, you wouldn't be Jack. Of course.
No.
I'm just saying Jack should have snatched his shit back.
Yeah.
That's it. We wouldn't have been in that position. I don't even give a fuck about a chain.
He ain't touching my chain, boy.
Nigga, I don't want to wear a chain.
That shit gonna end bad.
Yeah, I'm not wearing a chain. Who gets
like, come on, cause they know I'm a
don't give a fuck about a chain, nigga.
I'm definitely glad that Ben the Don and Jay Cinco were able to stand up for themselves and they ended up getting their money and things didn't really escalate. This was honestly one of the best outcomes in these type of situations. Because gambling can easily turn deadly, especially when you have a bunch of hood dudes involved. A perfect example is the gambling incident which caused Takeoff to lose his life.
But your chain actually has meaning behind it. So it's like, I get your shit. Oh, what the fuck?
Don't play like that, bro. Hey, let go. I ain't finna
In the mall?
So if you don't know what happened, about 3 years ago, Takeoff and Quavo were at a casino in Texas. Quavo was gambling and he felt like he was being cheated of his money. So there started being some pushing and things escalated.
Oh,
Once things got physical, people pulled out their guns and shots were fired. The end result being Takeoff tragically shot in the head. Now, whether Quavo was actually being cheated or he was just being a sore loser, I don't know. But one thing I will say is never gamble. But if you feel like you have to, at least make sure there's a trusted, unbiased third party that can keep both parties in check. Because people, especially hood niggas, will be quick to try to finesse you at your money. Especially if they believe that they can trick you or they think that they can punk you when you won't do anything about it. I mean, 21 Savage literally tried to scam Aiden Ross during his stream in front of thousands of people.
Nah, he's not gonna scam me, trust. I know.
So 21 Savage hands the deck of cards to his friend, and then his friend hands him back a separate deck of cards.
Are those your cards?
And then he lies to Aiden.
You say you just opened it? Yeah.
Aiden can feel something is off and he kind of starts doing this nervous laugh. Savage's friend points to the marked card.
He seemed confident. Don't be weird. Say Dada. Come on, put me down. Dada.
And then Savage acts like he won.
On God.
Look at the little scratches on my finger.
Chat and someone else noticed the cheating and called it out.
And where there's a scratch.
Savage obviously denies it and then he signals his friend to take the cheat cards. I genuinely don't know how he thought he was gonna fool thousands of people being that obvious.
How you know? I got both. How do I, what do I do?
You're being recorded, bro.
What?
I got a 7. Hold on.
He thinking they not gonna know what all that is.
Yeah.
But yo, this is what I mean by rappers think viewers aren't up on game, bro. Viewers watch everything, nigga.
For sure.
They watch all the videos, the police cams, all this shit is getting uploaded on the regular.
Yeah.
Niggas are up on the game, bro.
What?
Now more than ever.
7, what the f?
If niggas can find shit from when
10.
you, way before you was famous,
They
7.
know.
Oh,
why you think they can't figure this out?
7, I swear to God.
And it's my chat.
I swear to God, it's a 7. I swear to God.
My chat gonna tell me what's going on.
I swear to God.
We know Maddie and Luther, we know y'all boys gonna tell us something is up.
That is a crazy amount. And the crazier part is he tried to do it in front of thousands of people. So if you ever even begin to think that it won't happen to you, or because you're in a room full of acquaintances, someone won't try you need to think again. There's a reason they call it a gambling addiction. These people are addicted. And if you know anything about how an addiction works, it literally alters your mental state. You'll start doing things that you usually wouldn't do. Things that put you in jeopardy. Things that go against your belief system. Because again, you're addicted. And when it comes to addictions, there's no such thing as acquaintances. Yeah. That person is always going to prioritize what they're addicted to. And if you don't trust me, listen to Lil TJ. He has firsthand experience falling for the acquaintance trap.
Why this Offset? Offset broke.
I'm gonna mute some of the sound because there's music in the background and I don't want to get copyrighted by YouTube.
That nigga in the casino, he was popped.
TJ basically said that he ran into Offset at the casino and Offset was panicking, asking people for cash apps because he ran out of money.
Asking random people for cash apps, he was broke.
TJ then points out that Offset might have some sort of a gambling addiction because of the way he was acting.
Must not a gambling addiction.
I think Offset
of course, in the moment, Lil TJ didn't think that, and he ended up offering Offset $5K.
The first 5 I offered,
oh, he might be going broke.
Some bread.
Basically, after losing his bets, Offset would say that he was waiting for his money to arrive, so people would lend him money because they were thinking, oh, it's Offset. He's good for it.
He got another loan from somebody else for like 2 bands. I don't even take my loan. I'm like, that's Offset. I'm good on my money. I'm worried about this.
When I first saw that video, I was like, damn, Offset might actually be falling off. And honestly, it might be true because you really never know with these rappers because they're really good at keeping up appearances.
You really never know.
But then dude went and posted this.
Oh, that's wavy.
I go ERD bill, you know what I mean?
Okay.
I go,
yeah, but this one's gonna make you go broke, though.
That's what I'm saying. Spending all this money on 100K,
especially if you ain't invested.
You gamble to pay your rent.
And you're not making hit songs anymore?
We laugh about it. We wake up the next morning, pull out an M, and we're back.
Gotta invest, bro.
I wish we could do that.
This is how the person who owes you money acts on the gram. But no, seriously though, if I was Lil TJ, I'd be heated. But my whole point in showing you that example is to tell you not to trust anyone when it comes to gambling. Because at the end of the day, it's an addiction. And another thing I'd like to address is just how ubiquitous, how prevalent gambling is in the hood. And honestly, I always knew that gambling was pretty common in the hood. But until I looked into this topic, I didn't realize that it was more than just common. And outside of that, I also didn't realize how early people get exposed to gambling in the hood. We have rappers who talk about gambling since elementary.
I sound like 12. Gambling and shit, shoot like.
I ain't gonna lie, I was
gambling the other day.
Really since 10, 9.
There ain't really no ways to get money when you that young, bro.
School for gambling.
Yeah.
I was hosting the
so
dice
that's
game.
how it started.
In 4th grade.
4th grade, I swear
gambling with quarters and dollars.
Gang, I'm gonna tell y'all some real shit now. The reason I clicked on this video, I really wanted to see what 4D was talking about, but I myself have a history of gambling. I've been gambling since I was a kid. And not because I always had family that could give me. But watching TV shows as a kid, the nigga I respected was the nigga who got it. Get the niggas who get it themselves.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? When you get it out the mud, like.
Yeah.
And so like for me, I started with cards. We used to play Tonk, 21. And I used to take a lot of the kids' lunch money back in Millennium Middle.
Yeah.
Lunch table, come here, let's play Tonk. Ooh.
Facts.
I used to walk out. I used to go into school broke. Mom used to be like, you want lunch? I said, nah. I used to get so confident. Nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I go to school, got me 3-4 honey buns before class started off Tonk.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, bro, like, as a young African-American, I know what it is. I know what the struggle is, bro.
My life, I got
it all depends on the environment,
hosting the dice game at the playground. Like 9 kids gambling. They really know what they were doing. I was cheating everybody, though, like type shit. That's really why I got to spend it.
And you got to start, once you start hitting the roll, and niggas get to know you for winning, you got to keep that status. You start going on a losing streak, niggas ain't going to sweat you. You got to start winning, and that's when you start cheating, like marking cards and shit. I was on that. I ain't gonna act like I was always winning like that, nigga. I was cheating. I can say it now, because if y'all getting mad about some money y'all lost when y'all was 6, 7, I mean 8 years old.
Yeah.
You tripping.
Fact.
Started gambling around like 9 or 10. And even as an
I had
adult,
my
he still
fair share
gambles. And he's
too.
still losing money from gambling.
I ain't never marked the card.
The last bet
I'm
on gambling
definitely looking at your hand.
in LA. What happened to LA,
Gotta
bro?
be slick with that.
I ain't lose that much. I probably
That
lost like
requires
20
a lot of
something.
I'm sorry, I don't care how much money I have. If I ever lost that much gambling, it would definitely sting. And depending on how much money I got, it might cause a heart attack. Because recently with the rise of things like sports betting, you know, parlays and whatnot, a lot of people have been getting into gambling. And honestly, no matter how they try to wrap it up, at the end of the day, gambling is gambling. And gambling is addictive. So my personal advice would be to stop. But if you're not gonna take my advice, at least be careful. And since it's Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, I hope this video helps.
Parlays are the biggest scam in America, and this is gonna lead to the next great American mental health crisis. When you place a bet, the quest for dopamine can be a tricky one because the thrill that you get
I got into
when your
that for a
parlay
little
hits
bit.
is unlike anything else. And that singular feeling can carry you on for weeks, for months, and sometimes for
You start
years. If
stressing
you
when
struggle
you're
with
not
compulsive
hitting.
gambling, it's not coming from a
So
lack
like
of
a
sports
real
knowledge.
dopamine
It's
hit
an
when you
issue
start hitting,
with the
bro. I never
dopamine
started
chase.
like
You probably have a
being
hard time
invested in
regulating your
sports as I
emotions
was
and your
when I
mood.
was sports
And one of my
betting.
favorite ways to seek instant gratification is by chasing dopamine. In the next 5 to 10 years, I predict that we're going to see people who will lose tens and thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars from sports gambling. In the beginning, it starts with something that's innocent. You're on FanDuel, you're on Prize Picks, you know, you put a couple of parlays out there and some hit every now and then, and you think to yourself, okay, if I can just get this one to hit, I'm going to stop. When it comes to sports gambling, I'm more worried about the wins as opposed to the losses. When we're talking about dopamine doesn't come from sex, from your parlay hitting, from drugs. It comes from the chase of that thing. That's where the dopamine comes from. I'm much more concerned when your parlay hits because now you have concrete evidence that you can win, that this is real. That if I put out a couple of bets, a couple will hit. And maybe one of them could be the big money one. And what ends up happening is you stay on this emotional roller coaster where you're up and you're down. And one day you're feeling like the worst thing in the world. And on other days, you're on the top of the mountain. You feel amazing. It makes you so happy because you think to yourself, wow, I just won free money. And I bet I can do this again. While it looks fun and it seems like it's an innocent thing, I truly do believe that sports gambling can send you down a path of emotional turmoil. You could lose your family. You could jeopardize your relationship. You could fall out with your loved ones. You can go into a mountain of debt. And sometimes you feel like the only way you can get out is by doing what you did to get in. You place more bets and you just tell yourself, all right, I just need one to hit. I just need one to hit. The worst thing about this is that you're not in control of any of this, but still you continue to play, and you continue to play, and you continue to play. Meanwhile, somebody's getting rich off your inability to regulate your mood and your emotions.
If you made it this far, I appreciate you so much for watching. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications for me. And if you want to join the 4D fam and be a part of 4D World, go ahead and join my Discord channel. And if you didn't know, your boy definitely knows how to put that shit on, so go ahead and follow my Instagram. I'm going to be dropping.
Y'all boys go ahead and support 4D Shams. T-Rock, close us out.
Yeah, bro. With any form of addiction, the best thing to do is just not to start in the first place. I had an addiction with gambling. I had an addiction with weed, you feel me? And the thing is, starting, you feel me? Like, just don't start. That's the best way to beat it, honestly. But if you feel that you're on a downward spiral, just quit while you're ahead, bro, before it's too late. You don't want to lose everything because of these addictions. They don't really mean anything in the end. You're going to get that little hit of dopamine for the second. It's going to feel good when you win. It's going to feel good when you got it. But when you don't have it, you're going to go through it draws, bro. I'm telling you.
Big facts. Yeah, man. Y'all reached the end of another video, man. I'm proud to say today's video is sponsored by Factor. Pre-cooked meals. You know what I'm saying? You no longer have to worry about seasoning up your meats. You don't have to worry about preparing anything. You just put it in the microwave, you grab, you go, you eat. You know what I'm saying? You have a busy lifestyle. You're working. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to worry about that no more, man. Just hit our link in the description. Thank you, Factor, for sponsoring today's video. That being said, thank y'all for making this video, making it to this point in the video, man. If you did, you're a real one. You already know, man. We love y'all. We grateful for y'all. We're gonna see y'all in the next one. We out.